give me a second.
Hold it!
I think you are. You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe?
Signor,
Signor.
I might not notice if I was given the 100 lentils if one was missing. But we're talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grand and expensive?
I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. Clearly says a total of 3 balloons. It would appear no mistake had been made then. Surely Mr. Straw could have been sent for such a menial task.
What, me? I'll tell you what I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Obviously
Damn.
that ain't true, but the boss bought it and said I'd have to go myself in that case.
Bowls.
Hold it!
It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Lune, tell me, what is it that keeps these balloons in the sky?
Are you an idiota?
Sorry? What did you call me?
Are you a fucking idiot? That is like what asking why does a candle burn bright?
It's like he goes, are you an idiota? What did you call me? Are you a fucking idiot? Like Charles Manson.
Yeah, literally. What I'm saying is, are you an idiot? It burns bright because it burns bright, and the balloon flies because it flies. What else? Are you a fucking moron?
That must be Italian for I don't know. There are 2 types of flying balloons, hot air balloons and the gas balloons. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air, whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using farts. A gas that is lighter than air.
Quick, stick your butt up in the air. See, and my balloons are filled with the magic gas, I believe.
Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive. Good lord.
I do not permit smoking of cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like a fire.
Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. That's dangerous.
What is the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is esplosione.
Explode!
I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be, or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day, I'm completely sure. But if you still say that is what happened, you must show me proof. Didn't we just fucking show you proof?
Alright, so Mr. Lune had 3 balloons in the air that day. And none of them were damaged. Then what was the one that exploded? Explode.
Explode.
Hold it!
Explodey.
I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues? Did you do your job?
No, I'm not into picking stuff up off the ground, me. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead. Can't do that anymore, Gina.
So much for the new career path.
Mind you, the boss is on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish off the floor. Thing is, though, the cage went crashing into the Crystal Tower, didn't it? So that's where most of his investigating was going on.
Even so, I would have thought that someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence.
Cool, listen to you. You stumble across a bit of balloon and suddenly you're the best investigator in the world.
I mean, kinda. Pardon?
I said you're an idiot. Oh, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to. You can't just do that.
But a bastard.
Come to think of it, there was talk of some scorching on the ground at the meeting we had about the investigation.
Hold it!
There was considerable damage to the stage and the surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the cows that were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. And I laughed at him. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, eh?
I hadn't even considered that. It seems there was great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from the balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions.
Like me swiping all the fish and chips, eh?
sole pleasure.
None of this matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente.
Listen, pal.
This is stupid bitch.
You mean the color is wrong?
Si, senor. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse.
You're literally holding a green balloon right now.
And yet a piece of green cloth was found at the scene. And it's
And yet-
unmistakably from a balloon.
Well, I do not know how that could be. I literally hate the color green.
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question. Why not? Because I said so. There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from before the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree. I'm pretty sure somebody would have talked about that. You believe it may be from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente. As the senor says, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little Razago from Bohemia, shut the fuck up, is mistaken about what he saw. I'm gonna put this balloon on your head and fucking suffocate you. If you come to my warehouse,
away.
you will see 3 of my bellissimi balloons, all present and correct.
Oh, frick.
Already
Hey,
verified.
actually, public service announcement. Mr. Handsome Italian in the Discord server. I'm so sorry.
Oh, damn, I didn't even consider that.
I was like, I don't think we have any Italian viewers.
We do.
We got the one.
We got one.
I've already verified Mr. Luna's annual business reports, and he's had the same number of balloons for a year now. Well, as thorough as ever, Lord Von Zeus. Disarmingly so. In that case, is the young boy just imagining things? As I thought, Mr. Luna's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young Bohemian boy claims to have seen another 4th balloon. Mr. Luna vehemently denies the possibility, and it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number of balloons that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Possibly.
Hold it!
Alright, time to pursue. It was green.
Excuse me.
What? Shut up! Something wrong, Master Gotts? Alright.
It's Master Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund Ornstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I just didn't fucking care.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear it all over Bohemia.
You can
Shut the
speak as
fuck
much
up.
bad language as you like, but it changes absolutely nothing. I fucking hate you.
Give me a fucking balloon.
If you do not have evidence, right, fucking you bitch, then I must tell your parents to punish you. So,
Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes
This
to
is the
punishments.
most chaotic witness stand I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah, what the hell is this? This is like the crossover.
Literally.
Ridiculous.
Evidence? What is this evidence? You stupid.
Who's the stupid one now? To give an example, young man.
Also, every time he gives him a new balloon, where has he put the old one?
Yeah. Photograph, for instance. Some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph here.
Good gracious. What? You asshole.
I had not been up in the balloon for a little while, so I was very excited.
Why does Gina look afraid?
That's a great question.
Damn.
I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot eel cellar, of the fucking balloon.
And the instantaneous kinesis experiment? Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah, one picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in the balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph?
Of course, and then you will see. You will see that I'm not lying, that I really did see a green balloon.
Damn, what the fuck? What?
Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak.
Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man. Young thing.
If you give me one more fucking balloon, I swear to God.
Yeah, perhaps you could not see what that green balloon is from this photograph, but I can fucking see it and I'm right. But that is not my fault! That is the fault of the stupid person who made the camera!
Why does it have an accent on it? That is one very bohemian sounding cry. Very well, the court will accept this photograph as evidence. Shows another balloon he claims the screen exploded.
It's not my fault. Is this the fault of the person who made the camera?
I don't care. Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia
don't
memories
care.
to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph?
Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face. It was fucking fart.
That means he was farted on. This photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred.
Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. It's stupid anyway. I could not give a flying fig!
Lovely language you picked up. I did not give a flying fuck. As I thought, his testimony doesn't add up. Alright, so it's obviously going to be this photograph that we need to use. Pause and debris following on stage. I don't see any passengers in there. Okay, this looks normal. Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gots took can't tell us the color of the balloon, but it can tell us something else. Something crucially important. What?
Your balls.
Give me a second. It shows that the picture balloon wasn't carrying any passengers. Ah, my goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There would be no sense in it otherwise.
See, therefore pressure. For seeing the view, my balloons only fly with the passengers.
Which tells us that the picture balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a fourth balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage. A mysterious green balloon.
I know nothing. Niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying any passengers, then it was not one of mine.
What was
blows
his
top.
balloon?
Objection!
His balloon? What did he say?
Balloon.
His balloon?
There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition, and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Lune's patch without him realizing.
See, the competizione. They're trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the experimento that went wrong on the stage.
This fourth balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Osmond was beamed from the stage below.
Right, so them scraps that fell out of the ground and after them scorch marks, they didn't come from a stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. But because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention.
Mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
What? This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly it has nothing to do with the case. Its relevance does elude me, I must say. The court has been seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. What? These guys have done a whole lot of
I
nothing.
know.
Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it? There's always something.
Objection!
I don't know what. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. Photograph from Master Gods. May well be hiding one more vital clue.
What's that?
A vital clue!
Why do you look like that? We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now. So tell us. Tell
Tell us
court.
now.
Tell me,
Tell me.
what exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove? I would assume the cause, probably.
I am assuming so,
He beamed into it. We can reasonably assume that the picture balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not my fault.
Nobody was blaming you. Evidently. Because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
Objection!
No, that's not what happened. What? It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense. We will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph for the court. Of course, my lord.
My lord.
If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have. In a way, that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. The clue that heavily suggests the real person the balloon exploded is... why did I say person? I mean, the reason. I mean, it's obvious.
That, whatever the
right?
fuck that is.
So I'm assuming this is where the crossbow was.
Yeah, I'm
Or it has to
assuming so
do with the
too.
crossbow. The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on film. I'm afraid I could see nothing of the sort.
Yeah, you can't see it all, so.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my idiot, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is. Goodness, what is that?
It's a line.
Undeniably, some flash of light, yes.
Oh, golly. Do you think it might be lightning?
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo?
But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at fire.
Fire?
I built a fire headed straight for a balloon. You're a fucking idiot, like an arrow or something.
Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word, are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas and filled the balloon?
Objection!
That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Objection!
Good thing I wasn't calling it that. Actually, it's my opinion that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that exactly what did happen. What evidence? What do you have? If such evidence exists, Councilman, for goodness sake, present it, man. Which evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame that appears to be headed directly for the balloon?
The crossbow.
Would it be this or would it be this?
Oh.
Oh, wait. Yeah, if it was shining, well, but then how did he get stabbed?
He fell on it? I don't know.
He fell.
He fell on it.
Take that!
The true nature of the curious is this. A curious answer with a slim chance of being the fucking right one. Damn it. I really thought I was onto something. I still think that screwdriver is fired from the crossbow.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyway, it's not over yet. Which explains the mysterious streak of flame that experienced. I mean, would it be this? But I mean, I thought this was just because it exploded. And I don't think there's anything in here that talks about. No, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. Yeah, okay, well,
Take that!
Shit. Yeah, so, you're trash. Never going to court again. Well, that will do. But my lord, wait! We're still in the process of establishing our argument. No further analysis is necessary, I feel. As such, I shall be requesting the final decisions of the jury.
It's been in order to serve, my lord, and we know exactly what we can think now.
Guilty!
Oh, I was pretty close to that voice.
Guilty!
What the hell?
Guilty!
Guilty!
I hate you. Guilty. Why did the last guy sound so casual?
She's using corn.
Damn. Well, you're guilty.
That's
I'm
crazy.
surprised we hadn't gotten a, what was the term? Like, thing where we need to sway the jurors' minds yet. Actually, I don't even think we had one, or no, never mind, we did. I was gonna say, I thought we didn't have one in the last case, but I think it was towards the beginning. Alright, Your Honor, I'm gonna be throwing random evidence at you.
And so you
I
tell
really
me I'm
don't
right.
know. Would it be this then?
Take that!
Oh,
It
Guess
was,
so.
okay, see, you were right.
yeah, yeah. I'm a genius.
Damn, you're like 5 for 5.
I know, dude. I'm freaking awesome.
I'm missing everything.
I
suck at this.
basically wrote this case.
This was found hidden near the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene. Good lord, is that a crossbow? An arrow dipped in oil and satellite could have been shot from this weapon. Oh, are we gonna say that the screwdriver was covered in oil? Sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Are you suggesting that crossbow was used deliberately?
Blimey, you're right. That streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then the explosion of the balloon, it was
Yeah.
probably incorrect because that doesn't.
Very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it. No. I took damage.
I took damage.
Order, order! Counsel, this is extraordinary supposition. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question. The noise of the discharge, of course. That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot the gun off in an exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
But with the the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway. No.
I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
Okay. Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend? If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued,
Wait a minute. What are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all? Or what?
my goodness me. Now I understand. That's what that sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along. What? Did I just say that correctly, Counsel? There's no going back now. The horse is bolted.
Yeah, I mean you better own that now.
Let's assume, as I said, the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. That's insane. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectator to the sky above their heads. Amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. I think you'll all agree it's entirely plausible that what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
I mean, I guess.
Goodness. What? Good grief. Goodness.
Goodness.
Objection!
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play. A contemptible display of stage magic.
That one third
Mr.
juror is
Sholmes.
gonna be like, ooh, I love magic.
Yeah. Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said that the experiment was a scientific impossibility. In which case, this is the only way I can explain what happened that day. In any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that? Oh, great. And of course he's speaking right now.
This is 6 for 6, my guy.
Yeah, really, damn.
If I may put in a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception.
Juror number 3.
All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looks very similar to the victim, Mr. Asman.
Or very similar to the victim, Modius Man.
Maurice man. And having this other man appear on stage in front of the show as a body double. A body.
Yes, of course. So in fact, Mr. Aspen must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
But why?
Objection.
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the 4 winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky adventure. Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio. Juror number 4? Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered. The mixture ratio. Obviously, big boy, the victim's body would have suffered more burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible. He is tweaking.
He really is.
So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred. Well, goodness me. And if we accept that this is what happened, it all means that the victim, Mr. Aspen, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time. Ugh. Oh, got me. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Morphosies can credibly maintain that Professor Harebrain is a suspect now. I was gonna say that I win. Let me guess, Harebrain's gonna come in and be like, no, my hypothesis. Yeah, here we fucking go. Ms. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Professor? But you can stop now. Just shut the fuck up. Just keep your mouth shut, please.
Just shut the fuck up.
Sorry? What's all this about, Mr. Harebrain?
You know, honestly, I didn't remember what I was gonna say.
Albert.
Albert.
Albert Harebrain, hereby confess
What are you doing?
that it was me who stabbed Mr. Odious. Dude, all for the sake of your friggin' hypothesis, really? It was me with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver.
Oh my fucking god, you sound like a
What?
crazy person.
What are you doing?
I know, I literally was like, what are you doing? Oh my god. Dude.
Hold on.
Wait, this is the first time I feel like in an Ace Attorney game where the fucking
The defendant?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was gonna say defendant and then for some reason I thought I was wrong. Anyway, the defendant is just fully like, yeah, it was fucking me, and now Naruhodo's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can only think maybe like 2 or 3 other instances in the entire series where it happens.
I can't even think of
There
those.
was one in Dual Destinies. I won't spoil for those who haven't played, but there was somebody coming for another person.
Yeah, I think I remember that now.
Defendant, explain this on confession.
Objection!
Objection, it was me.
Professor Harebrain, what are you talking about? Stop! It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. And you feel like going to jail for murder?
Yes.
You stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank. But where's your proof? No, you'd have to be Sam in the machine if you wanted to prove it. But then it would be all over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it. It's clear that you are a fucking moron. That you drew the plans for the experiment, but didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you'll just let me, I can Barack. Yes? I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Ensure the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect by creation. I'm gonna fucking load this guy. Oh my god. Get him out of here, please.
Where is he saying that from?
Some random guy.
No, I thought it was fucking what's his face. Can't even think of his name right now. Fish and chips
What?
guy.
Oh, Gregson?
Yeah,
No,
for some reason it sounded like Gregson, and I was like, where the fuck is he?
No, I was pretending I was one of the bailiffs.
So fucking funny, dude.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my chalice at this critical juncture. Here's to my learned Nipponese friend failing. What? No! And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in the light of the accused's confession. Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, you die. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. So, is this going to be another case of going against our client's wishes?
I guess.
However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder, any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved. Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter?
Shrug. I don't know.
Professor Harebrain, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence? Or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust.
You've been silent long enough. Is it talking your trade, my learned Nipponese friend? I had Nipponese when I didn't need to that time. Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind? There it is. Boss, Miss Naruhodo, I will kill you.
There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something. But what?
The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact something we'll have to figure out in the next episode. Oh snap. So it's interesting. So in the previous case 3 in the first game, it was, are we going to try and call out McGilded and say that he's guilty of planting evidence? Mm-hmm. Or basically just ignore it? And in this case, it's, are we going to keep our client's trust by saying that his hypothesis was sound, or are we going to betray him by saying it's a trick?
Right.
So I guess we'll see. Damn, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm sure that our choice won't matter, but you never know. So, as always, if you enjoyed and want to show some love and support for the series and the channel, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you all in the next episode.